Before we begin today's production, I just want to say that all the music utilized in this video comes from the channel None Like Joshua, which you can check out in the description below, along with every other topic that we've talked about in this episode. And with that being said, enjoy!
Gotta get back to the past and check. Gotta get back to the past and check. Oh, watch out! Gotta get back.
Hello, Internet!
Hey, so we're finally doing episode 2.
Hell, it's about time.
Yeah, welcome back everyone to Boy vs. Girl, the show that tackles equality in media, or so the new thumbnail I've made up top here above my head from the editor. So, before we get into the main topic, I'm just going to hit the stopwatch for Anna to get something off her chest for 15 minutes.
I might not need 15 minutes, but we need to probably have a discussion about this, so fucking Onion Boy, man.
All units, we have a code red.
Oh god, okay, so if you guys don't know, Onision, it has driven me crazy for the last couple months on my new channel, Ramblings of a Malcontent, because YouTube kept taking my shit down. I've done a video talking about how Onision is a douchebag. That is like my most hated video of all time. Like, seriously. But Onion Boy, man, he's abusive, he's a shitlord, and, like, seriously, if you want to talk crazy feminist who's not really a feminist, go check out Onion Boy, man. Like, seriously. I mean, have you seen what he's been doing to Eugenia Cooney lately?
Like I said, I don't follow assholes, I just follow good people.
Well, do you know who Eugenia is?
No, I stopped watching him after he started talking about his first girlfriend, so I don't know shit about him lately.
Well, Eugenia is this girl on YouTube who's very thin, very skinny, and people are like, oh, she's so anorexic and stuff, and she might be, but people are giving her so much shit, man. They're like, oh, she's so anorexic, she's triggering me, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's not doing shit. Leave her alone. If she is anorexic, I hope that she's getting help, okay? But don't fucking treat her like that, man. And then, like, the whole Billy incident where he's like, oh, you can't see drug addicts for more than twice a year. It's like, oh yeah, I can't see my family for more than twice a year. A guy fucking says that to me, I am cutting his nuts off and eating them on camera. And by the way, I've only had one of these before anyone asked, so no, I am not drunk rambling yet. It's possible by the end of this video, but yeah. That's really all I got to say on Onion Boy, man. If you want more information, go check out Joy Sparkle BS's videos. She's doing a lot of great work, and she's really cool. And, yeah, she's really sweet. Just go check her out, man. Also, check out the Telltale Atheist. He's done some stuff on crazy religious crap and crazy SJWs, so check them out, I guess. Shameless plug for people I know. So what's been going on in your world, Vince?
Podcast, new rant series, new opinion series, new film series, new everything basically. And I'm starting up a new YouTube rivalry with another critic, so that's whatever. But
Who's the rival?
Sam Hain the Dark.
Don't know who the hell that is, but I'm rooting for you.
But aside from all that stuff, we need to focus on the topic of this new episode that we promised a year ago, basically.
Hey, it wasn't a year ago. It's still technically about 2 weeks from a year ago.
Two weeks from a year ago, okay. Let's just focus on how anime has been portraying both men and women for, I would say, since the 40s all the way to now.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about Anna's history with anime, but I kind of grew up with all, like, the older type stuff of Astro Boy, Gigantor, Lupin the Third, Ranma 1/2, and those were kind of downplayed on the whole eye candy trope with animation in Japan, because I think for many people when they're trying to do animation types during that period, they were like, we could have sexy, or we could have subtly sexy. Like that whole Saudi Arabian, you need to wear a burqa and like stuff that'll make you sweat under 150 degree type heat type of clothing sexy.
And then, you know, Cutie Honey came along, and then we were all just like, huh, boobs. My history with anime, it starts off when I was a kid. I watched a lot of Card Captors, a lot of Pokemon, was really into Yu-Gi-Oh!
I was barely in the new movie, but I still got paid more than Kaiba.
And stuff, but yeah, man, I grew up watching anime. I still watch it. I think my latest obsession has been Yuri on Ice, which is so good.
It is.
So,
it is. I love it.
Here we go again.
like, seriously, that show is awesome. Like, the animation is beautiful. The dub is pretty good. The only thing other than that I'm really into right now is, like, I just finished up Assassination Classroom, so I'm kind of looking back at some older stuff. I really liked Inuyasha. I never realized that I liked it until, like, I started rewatching it. Which, did they change Kagomi's voice actor for Final Act, or is that just me?
They did. They couldn't afford to get the lady in the process, but why did I pick out this topic again? Right. I'm trying to get it back on topic. It just takes a minute for me, okay? I'm a little bit stoned. It's for medical reasons, so just get off my dick.
Don't go uptight, brother. I'm telling it like it is.
But here's the thing that kind of bothered me about anime growing up with all the older type stuff. The whole overly stimulated sex appeal just kind of doesn't faze me that much, because shock of all shocks, for anyone that doesn't know, I used to grow up to be a giant man whore until I was around maybe 15 to 16 years old. So by the time all this stuff in anime came, I was just like, all these thing of tits and ass, and insert random giga clip here from the Summer Wars review.
Porn.
Hentai!
Porn.
Anal sex! What's a rim job?
It just became a giant obsession, just like, we need to have all this thing going on here. We need to have vaginas, tits, to combat with all this beautiful animation. But why can't we have beautiful animation and story? Bruce, you fired. Get out.
God. But yeah, like, with animation, I kind of got the whole sexualized thing, but not really. The only thing I could really think of that was sexualized growing up was kind of Sailor Moon, and I thought, oh, she's in high school. Later I found out she was in middle school, but at the time I was like, oh, she's in high school. My babysitter's in high school. My babysitter wears skirts shorter than that, if that's possible. So I didn't really mind or care for it that much. Yeah, I will tell some stories about my babysitter growing up someday.
One day.
Probably not for a while. Not until I've had at least 12 of these. But, yeah, growing up, I didn't really notice the sexualization until I was, like, 13. And then it was like, I found Girls Bravo, which, it was just like, how come their nipples are out? I don't understand this.
But just to kind of clarify to those of you guys that aren't anime fans, I'm going to show a clip of an older anime here, like maybe Lupin the Third or the older Trigun.
Lupin the Third, together with his accomplices, Shigen, partner in arms, Omen, legendary swordsman, and Fujiko, master of disguise.
What is it this time?
That.
All right, now where are you guys headed?
Kansas. You know what? Now that I actually stopped to think about it, this is really kind of scary!
And now we're going to show you guys a clip of Keijo and Queen's Blade. The two different interpretations between the years spanning are just like, We can have interesting women in an anime that actually have good development, good process, and then it's just like, fuck all that, let's just evolve them into sex objects with only little character development other than fapping material.
But I don't think the sexualization is just strictly to anime, if that makes sense. I mean, look at fucking Vocaloids, man. Miku's only supposed to be, what,
15, 16?
And Ren is like 14, because Len's 14. I still heart you, Len, even though I'm way too old for you now. And, like, listen to Pomp and Circumstance, or is it called, yeah, If You Do. Like, I don't know. One of those. And it's, like, just them talking about their sexual experience. And, like, Luca is there, and Gomi, and A1, and, like, Gomi, A1, and Luca, they're at least, you know, adults. So you don't feel creepy, but, like, hearing Ren say, put your hand up my skirt is a little creepy. Yes, that is an actual line from the song. Just smoke your weed, man. Just smoke your weed. Trust me.
I will after this is all done. But
we're getting high after this, aren't we?
Oh yeah, definitely. But still, the whole main factor is I understand, like, everyone's like, you need to have sex to sell and stuff, because if we didn't have sexual stuff to sell anything, we wouldn't have the popular cartoons and stuff that we have today. Like, Steven Universe is technically very sexual from all the fusions that they do, being kind of like you're sleeping with the person to form into a new being, like Ruby and Sapphire constantly having sex to make Garnet, basically. Or like Teen Titans in, like, the new movie they're premiering of the Judas Contract. They're trying to make it very, very sexy with the characters of Raven, Starfire.
Of Judas Contract, though, Judas Contract, like the original comic, I mean, Starfire was barely wearing anything. It was only until, like, the TV adaptation that they, like, covered her up. Let's just be honest.
And the thing of Tara and Slade, of, like, her at 14 with a grown man. If you guys don't know what I mean, look up. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, look up Linkara's March of the Titans, and it tells the entire history of the Titans in comics before they were in the TV shows and movies. You will thank us or be cringing your balls off.
All I can think of now is Zone. Oh my god, Zone-sama, what have you done to my brain?
Well, Anna has her existential crisis.
Why am I alive?
I understand the appeal of sex sells, but it comes to a point where we're in 2017 and it seems like there's barely any hot TV shows that don't get super sexual. Like, I'm a huge fan of a bunch of shonen stuff. Like, I'm a huge fan of Seven Deadly Sins, but that is very sexual at the wrong times, unless it's for good comedy stretches, and that's very few and far between when it gets super serious. Because when the story hits the fan, I don't want to be like, oh, Meliodas is groping Elizabeth. That's definitely what I needed. No, I want story.
Okay, the only show that I could kind of say wasn't sexualizing women of the last year was, of course, you know, Yuri on Ice. But even then. Although Yuri on Ice wasn't that bad sexual-wise, you know. I mean, there was tension between Yuri and Victor. Hashtag Yuri and Victor forever. But I don't feel like it was as abusive as a lot of, like, sexual tension on usual yaoi shows is.
No, that was what was refreshing about it. They were looking at all the usual yaoi tropes, and were like, let's make a heartwarming love fest. I would show clips, but after the thing with Octopimp having copyright claims, I'm not allowed to. Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah. Hey man, I don't have a fucking channel anymore because of YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we made that video about fair use. Oh yeah, I forgot we did that.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
You want to talk about what we've been doing since, or at least... Okay, so I have some explaining to do, because this episode should have come out a long time ago. And I pretty much should just say it right now. The reason why Girl vs. Boy didn't go further was because of me. I have a problem. I'm really bad when it comes to people. I just am. Whenever someone gets way too close to me, I push them away, and I push Vince away. And that's why it didn't happen. It wasn't because of Vince, it was all because of me, and yeah, I am sorry about that, guys. I really am, and I hope that Vince and I can do more of these, because I really have missed doing this. And yes, Lobo, you got what you fucking wanted. We're doing the video. Quit spamming my inbox.
Yeah. But let's finish up this topic, though.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to get that out there. I had to get it off my chest,
no,
man.
I understand. It's not that I'm opposed to sex selling. I'm opposed to it being in bad taste at the wrong times. When you're trying to sell a product of, like, say, a cheeseburger, it's kind of stupid, but I understand it's supposed to make the whole meal sexual. But when you're watching a show and you're trying to get into deeper and deeper with the story, you don't need someone being like, titties and ass.
Like, most of this shit comes off as borderline hentai. Like, did you see Monster Musume? Like, seriously.
I'd down an entire bottle of vodka trying to forget that.
I watched 5 seconds and I was just like, there isn't enough in the world. Seriously though, I get why sex sells, okay? Sex, obviously, you know, big tits and all that other stuff, it sells. It totally sells. My problem with it is, I don't know, like, I want character development. If a character just happens to be sexy, great. But, like, add to it. Like, Winry, I think she works as, like, a great example. Winry was hot, okay? And you can see why Ed really liked her.
But she was also a strong, independent, mechanic woman.
She was also smart. Like, okay, even, fuck, I can't remember her name right now. Mikasa. Oh, her too, but I was thinking of Mikasa, I think it is, or Soul Eater. What's her name?
Maka.
Crap. Maka. Oh, crap, I am, okay, I'm getting buzzed, I admit that.
Take your time.
Like, Maka, okay, she's sexy, let's face it, you know, she's in the schoolgirl outfit. She kicks some serious ass. Although the ending of Soul Eater makes no sense.
Oh, read the manga, it even makes less sense.
But, like, okay, I think the ultimate thing that kind of proves that sex can be done well is the Nana anime up until the Takumi arc.
Let's never remember Takumi for all of you fans out there.
There will never be enough. Look, I think the whole identity between Nana Osaki and Ren... Oh god, we're not going to talk about the Ren thing. Okay? Well, Vince has his existential crisis. Like, okay, in Nana Osaki... Okay, I can't pronounce names tonight. And Ren have a sexual relationship. We see them have sex multiple times in the show. But...
It wasn't fair.
I know it wasn't. It wasn't fair to fucking anyone in that. God damn it. If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch the anime.
And then read the manga, and you will cry. You will cry like a girl at prom night.
I don't even remember my prom.
I never went, but regardless, though.
But regardless, okay. Another one that I think works really well is, what's it called? Say I Love You. Now, hear me out. Not only is it my favorite anime, but Yamato and Mei, yeah, there's a sexual element to their relationship. Mei is never sexualized in... Like, she's kind of sexualized in the manga, but not really. She's not sexualized in the show either. She's a very strong character. And you feel like, yeah, okay, I get why she's awkward, she's nerdy, but she doesn't have, like, the short skirt. She has kind of the boyish haircut. But, you know, Yamato finds her attractive because she's different. And I like that. I like that they have a real relationship in the show. You know?
Real chemistry goes a long way.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess what we're trying to get at is, it's not the whole, you should you shouldn't have sex being able to sell off to something. It should just be in solid good taste. Like,
Definitely.
in everything of yore when it comes to selling off sexual stuff, it was like the Bond girls. Yeah, they could be sexy, but some were actual characters, if you're trying to do it for the film sense. In the animation sense, whether it's cartoons, you had certain female characters that showed that they could be intuitive, but also sexy. Real Ghostbusters for one of the older ones, or Janine from the Ghostbusters animation. I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now. Josie and the Pussycats, Daphne and Velma from Scooby-Doo. I'm thinking about a lot of old cartoons right now. Or stuff from like the newer era where they're trying to make women actually stand out more. Like the female characters in Gravity Falls, Star from Star vs. Evil, all of
Starco! Why?
all of the gems from Steven Universe. And it also can be the same for anime. There are really strong female characters from older stuff. Even from one of my least favorite animes right now, of Robotech from the 80s, they had strong women, even though it was basically a giant soap opera with mechs. You can have a story with sex. I've done it before. I've written books where you can have a sexual relationship and have story with characters.
I think that anime has its moments. Like, Say I Love You had some great female characters. Even, like, Ouran High School Host Club, let's face it, Haruhi is a great female character, in my opinion. You know, she's strong, she's a smartass, she doesn't fall into the usual shoujo tropes. She's just a great character. And we can get back to that, we just need to find the right people. And I've noticed I'm mentioning a lot of Madhouse productions.
What is with our brains today?
I don't know. Do you think it's the intoxication?
I don't know.
It could be. Well, we should probably wrap this up, because I got nothing else to say on the subject unless you got something else to say.
The only thing I can really think of is, I would say, the one movie that kind of showed how you can do a story right without sex being the overtone. Your
yeah, which
Name.
one? I forgot Your Name! Oh my god, that is such a good movie!
Before we end this entire thing, allow me to just go into why I'm bringing up Your Name to anyone who's a huge anime fan.
Watch it.
The story of Your Name portrays both a woman and a man's perspective throughout everyday life, throughout the teenage perspective, which is what a lot of people identify with no matter what culture they follow in. And each person has a side character that, although some are men, some are female, they're not specifically drawn into the roles as if it's like, oh, because they're men, they have to be this super strong. Oh, because they're women, they're this overly sensitive. They're all basically human beings with defining features that goes into a compelling story that becomes a masterpiece. It becomes a beautiful measure to just say, you don't need sex to sell, you don't need an overarching thing of, say, this one girl with giant boobs that cover up more of her face than anything else. You don't need this one guy saying that he found an octopus and wants to give it to his wife as a sex present for their anniversary. You can simply have a story where it's good character development, an entertaining watch to and fro, and actually have more things to develop with it.
I agree. And I think, you know, we are getting to a point where that's going to happen. And I really hope that that does happen, because I really want animation to look great. So what episode should we do? And again, like a year from now? Since that's when the third episode of this will come out.
What are we the new Giga now? Are we just gonna have like one video every year?
Maybe, I don't know. We'd have to figure something out.
I picked this one, you picked the next one.
College debt. Well, men and women are going into debt and most millennials are killing themselves over it.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So that's next time. Hopefully it won't take us another year.
No, but by the time this whole thing is edited down and finally posted on YouTube, I would just like to say I hope you guys have a wonderful April, because all of March I got some stuff for you guys. And I know Anna's probably got a new film thing for you in March, so...
I'm hoping to do another film this March, so go check out my channel, Ramblings of a Malcontent, and go check out my blog, guys.
So with that, since my outro is super long, Anna, you just do whatever outro you do nowadays.
Go fuck yourselves.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. We'll see you guys later.
The whole culture has changed in the time I've grown up, and when people ask me why I want anime to become more popular, maybe I'll come up with some argument about how more fans would help the industry create more awesome stuff, which is not untrue, but deep inside, I don't ever want anyone to be made to feel ashamed for being absolutely passionate about this medium, like I was. So, will we grow out of it like we were told when we were kids? Well, we will grow older, grow wiser, or dumber, maybe, and change over time, which is inevitable. It's easy to look forward in the future and think that you are the person you are and nothing will ever change that. Yet look back in the past and realise how much you've changed and learned every year. No matter who you are in the world, living an adult life is different from your adolescence. Perhaps your interests will change, perhaps you'll burn out and have less time to spend on the hobby, and perhaps other commitments will take over. But I don't think there will ever be a point when you'll get bored of feeling that same excitement you did as a kid, experiencing or discovering something truly wonderful. Maybe it was geeking out when you saw the Avengers assemble for the first time in live action, getting shocked when watching Madoka Magica for the first time, or dropping in awe in some of One Punch Man's fights. That feeling will be something we can never grow out of, even if it doesn't come as easily as we grow older. You'll grow out of anime, they said. You'll grow out of gaming, they said. You'll grow out of comics, they said. Except we didn't. We never grew out of it. We're growing up with it.
Brooklyn Rage!
It's